Ask a Producer is a podcast where everyone belongs. No matter your craft, we welcome you as a guest on this show. Hosted by Gabriel Ori and J.R. Johnson, the dynamic duo that brings forth a show that's fun, enlightening, and family-oriented. If you are interested in being part of the show, email us at timelessproductions1@gmail.com.
What's good, bro?
Boss, how you feeling, man?
Man, as you know, I was supposed to be in Orlando right now.
Yeah, because you gotta. Well, I know you're doing your birthday thing this weekend. So what?
Yeah.
That's I was shocked when you said, "Yo, man, I'm in the studio." I'm like, "What?" So what happened with that?
Nothing happened. You know, Yana had to do a little bit more work, and of course, I didn't want to be driving, talking on the phone, doing the show. You know what I mean? So she was open to let me do this, and then we head out in the morning about 3 a.m.
Thank you, Yana. Because look, Lord knows, bro, you be in a dark car, looking around, signal all crazy. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
You know how that goes, right?
I know how that goes. But listen, man, everybody, y'all, welcome to Ask a Producer. JR, brother, I feel good today, tonight. I don't know if I just got energy or what, but I just feel good, man. And so I'm happy to be on tonight. So listen, y'all know what to do. Share this video. We have a very special guest on. I'm not going to get into the guest yet, but I want you guys to share this. This has been a very good week. Interesting at the same time, but a good week, and for those who don't know, and if this is your first time checking us out, this is called Ask a Producer. And the word producer, I know we're musicians and we're music producers, but we're kind of using that term more generally. So whatever you're a producer of, you're welcome to this show. We want to spread, information. We want to hopefully give understanding about different areas. We're in the music field, but we have people on that's in the movie industry, television industry rather, and just different things. So we want to be able to cover grounds like that and just have people that's experts in their field. You feel what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
Yeah, man. So y'all share this video. Please share. Yeah, please share it. We've been doing this for a little bit now. A little bit. I think we're climbing the ladder a little bit. And I know with this guest, we're gonna have a lot of people tuning in because this brother is a Grammy nominated. He was Grammy nominated for one of his songs. He is a music producer. He is a songwriter. He is an artist. He is a musician as well. This brother wears many, many, many different hats. Kind of reminds me of somebody, a lot of people. But he's unique in what he does. We're very appreciative to have him on. We kind of know a few people in the same circle. And I just want to kind of make space for this guest, the one, the only Damion Murrill. Damion Murrill, come to the stage, brother. Come to the stage, brother.
Hey, what's happening, brother?
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
Hey, man, thanks for having me, man. It's great to be on the show, man.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, man. So listen, Damion, I know we just kind of met, in person, I guess, for the first time or seen each other like this. Virtual. And so we only know general things about you, but can you introduce yourself to this audience, man, and spill, what it is that you do, where you're from?
Great, man. My name is Damion Murrill. I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina. I started out in the scene with Donald Lawrence and the Tri-City Singers. And we went from there with my family group called the Murrills that Donald produced. And from here, man, I've been, one of those people that's been behind the scenes for a minute and want to do my own thing with my group called Salon. And so I'm here making it happen, brother, and I'm on the show, man. I'm just glad to be alive.
Hey, man, listen. I just want to say, bro, your background, your camera game, everything looks plush.
that tells you he's been in the game.
Yeah, he's been in the game for a little minute. Hey, he's been in the game for a little minute. I like that, man. I know sometimes like we have some guests up here, bro. Little look, I ain't gonna get into it, but listen, man. Like, so I know you listed off a few things, and I know you wear, multiple hats, man. But like, tell us, how did you connect with Donald Lawrence?
Well, we knew, my family. Donald's been like a family member to us before you guys knew him as who he was. So we go back. We were part of the same church movement back in the day, and he was inspired through music through my mother back in the day, and he made a promise to her that hey, when he gets where he wanted to, he was going to reach back and grab his other siblings, and he did just that, man. He made it, and he went back and brought us to the table, man. And we were family from the beginning. Wow. And we're still family now.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, man. So I'm looking at your bio, and you started off, or the bio starts off, it says some artists are sprinkled with musical talent, and others seems to be saturated. And then it goes on to say Divinely Music Group recording artist Damion Murrill clearly is dripping with the oil of God. Can you explain that a little bit, brother?
The drip.
The drip. Hey, we're gonna call you the drip, bro. But explain some of the hats that you wear, man.
Well, man, I do a lot of things, man. In music, also, and here at Divinity Music Group, my studio. I mean, I do video editing, I do designs. So it's between that and ministry and all the and above, producer. When it comes down to vocal training and just so many different things, man. We've been raised. It was all six of us, man, raised up in the church. With my father he's a pastor. My mother was a co-pastor, and wow. We were the musicians, in the church. So, man, we pretty much all my life, man. When I grew up, I mean, I just saw my brothers and sisters. They were always playing instruments, singing, and everything. So it was just. We were always in music, and then my mother always made sure that we understand the ministry behind the music. So it wasn't just learning the music, but was understanding that the meaning behind the music as well. So,
wow,
that's how you got me now. I just been in this for a while.
Well, I sound like every typical PK kid, man.
Yeah, man.
All the PK kids got to get on the drums.
Yeah, man. There you go.
All the instruments.
All the instruments, man. We would switch back and forth between,
And we should start like a PK club or something like that for
all
the PKs. And look, most PK kids, they gifted in the music area. Either they sing or they play an instrument or something like that, because PKs, they're born on the pulpit under the altar. Was that your case? Like when I was growing up, bro, being a PK's kid, man, I had to go to church every Tuesday. And then we had Wednesday. Friday. We had choir rehearsal. Friday I had to be in church, and then Sunday, and then I would practice on Saturday. So it's like I'm in the church all the time. Was that your experience growing up?
Absolutely,
as a PK?
Absolutely, man. And honestly, it was fun, man. It's what we did. We were always in church at Sunday morning, Sunday night. 2 days out of the week, then choir rehearsal on the weekend, and choir rehearsal was almost like a service as well, because. We were rehearsing, but the power of God will fall down even in that, man. And we just had responsibility because we had a lot of people that looked up to us as other young people, and we were pull them in and really they needed a life outside of their life that was just in the world, and so we were there for it. So what you're describing, man, you describe it perfectly. Perfect.
So tell me, man, like so. I know for me, I'm speaking for myself, it took me a while to even, because I released a project recently here, and it took me a long time to do that. But I read in your bio that it also took you a long time to step out, and do your thing. Why did it take so long? I mean, you sing, you produce, you play, what took so long for you to come out with what God had in store with you?
Well, I feel like, a lot of times we always want to get to where the final destination, but
Yeah.
God sees us is very important that we actually understand the journey. And so I was in my part of my journey. And in that journey, man, I was, you know, like I say, even when we were traveling with Donald Lawrence and Tri-City Singers, man, you know, you saw me in the background, you didn't see me leading, but I felt like I came out with the most, you know, because I got a chance to see and really, you know, be able to sit under and study and you know, walk away with so much jewels just by being a student, you know.
Wow.
And so that's, you know, hey, even though to everybody else it seems like, you know, hey, he's just coming out to the scene, you know, but my journey it was a story in my journey as well. So I was taken in and making sure that I was getting prepared for that set time that God had for me to step out, and within those different stages, man, you get who I am now. Without that, you wouldn't get me.
Wow.
You wouldn't know who. Yeah.
And you know what, bro? It's funny you say that because I feel like we're in a season right now where God is taking the ones that he was preparing. And no matter
Absolutely.
if it seems like, you know, man, it's been a long time. Why haven't I, you know, released my stuff now? It seems like it's strategic, or the strategy right now is for a lot of people who's been seasoned, who's been preparing, and now it's time to come out and release what God hid inside of you. And guess what? The advantage of something like that is, you know, like for me, like I couldn't come out in my 20s or my 30s, right? Because I wasn't prepared already. You know, some people have to be, and you can see some people, you know, when they come out too soon and they're not really ready for that.
That's right.
The weight of it kind of makes them fall, you know,
That's right.
And it's nothing like a public fall versus like falling behind the scenes and being helped up. So I mean, I feel like God is really strategically doing something in this season. I see here. Let's talk about your songwriting, man. I see here that you wrote songs for alongside of a lot of people. How was that experience, and who was the one person that you wrote a song with or for that you can remember the most, that really meant the most to you?
Well, man, of course, just I believe Donald is a genius. You know, that's my brother, and I'm not saying just because he's my brother, but he's you know, man, just being able to be able to work with him and have done that. But he also has set me in places and where, you know, where I've been able to work and be beside great other producers like Tommy Sims. I don't know if you ever heard of Tommy Sims.
Never.
But he's man, just being able, you know, just had an experience with being with him in his studio and being able to, you know, co-write with him and also, you know, sit with him as he produced one, you know, and see him producing songs. And I mean, the man is incredible, you know. So just, I would say those between Donald and Tommy Sims, man, those are some of the very top top producers that I really am fortunate to have placed in my life and really look up to, man. You know, that's just having that experience. Now I've been around other producers or been in studio with other producers and you know, shared, you know, many different stages with other artists and different things like that. But I would say between Donald and Tommy Sims, man, those are the that experience really contribute to my life, you know, and where my you know, my makeup, you know. Right. So I think that it was just a great opportunity. And man, I a lot of stuff that's in the bio, man. Y'all look at the bio, and a lot of stuff I look at the bio and be shocked myself because I forget of the stuff that from in the past. But you know, I even was with my family group, the Murrills, man, you know, being in Beverly Hills and, you know, seeing, you know, being in certain different places. And, you know, hey, man, you know, I'm just honored, and I don't look at it as something to brag about, but it's something that I'm just blessed to say that I have experienced. And I'm just, that's just the beginning where I feel like, you know, God has more in store for all of us, you know.
Speaking of groups, also read in your bio that you had a group that you tagged along with Donald Lawrence's group. How did that come about?
Say that one more time.
you have a group. I'm looking in the bio. It talks about the
Murrills, my family group.
Yes.
Yeah, man. That's man. Like I said before, Donald made that promise to my mother that when he got to a place, he would reach back and grab his family, which was my family. I'm not sure how big your family is, but it's 6 of us, man. We and 6 people in the house, man. It was a party every day. You know what I'm saying? That's just the kids, at the time, but we grew up together. So having that experience, man, with the Murrills, being able to do that album and travel so many different places, we did so much together, and and I couldn't be more grateful to Donald, man, for making that happen for us, man. That's where we received a Grammy nomination from that album. It was our first album.
Wow.
Grammy and Stellar nomination.
Wow.
Hey, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I see here. Can you explain what contemporary R&B gospel album is?
Well, brother, that was the category, man. And if you listen to the whole album, it actually is the right fit. I mean, we had some really great, if you go back to the Murrills album today, man, it sounds just as urban and fresh as it did when it first came out, man. I mean, we had Donald and we had Tommy Sims, we had other producers like Percy Bailey. I mean, it was some songs, man, that was on there that will really touch you, but musically crafted and to where it fit every category. So it was like, wow, if you were a person that loved church music, you got it. But if you were a person that had a little bit of R&B flavor to you, you got ministered in that way. You know what I'm saying? So that title, man, they came up with it, but I thought it was perfect.
Hey, I just said that for the religious folks, We're not trying to be religious here, man. They put us in categories. This is gospel, this is Christian, this is contemporary. Well,
I tell people all the time, brother. I say, listen, you got to understand that gospel is not really the genre. Right. Gospel is the message.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So gospel can come in many different forms.
There you go. So it's good news.
That's right. It's good news. So if you got an R&B style, but the message is what makes it gospel. So that's why I always feel like we should never put gospel in one particular style, because it never was that. It was the message that made it gospel. It's the message. It's the message, and the styles is the place where all styles came from.
Pretty much.
And we forget that.
Oh, he's preaching.
It's just true. You know what I'm saying? All the styles came from gospel, man. It started there.
In the church.
Some of the main music and things that are happening out there, man, came from gospel musicians.
Exactly.
There you go.
Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? True. So honestly, gospel music should never take one particular space, because it's always been the message where you can have all genres fit in. And
that's why I don't like when people try to box me into a category, like, what are you, gospel artist? And I'll be nah, man, I'm just a kingdom person. I'm on my side of the kingdom. I represent the kingdom. So it might sound like hip hop. It's not hip hop. It might sound like this, but it's not that. It's just kingdom. And I'm spreading the gospel.
Right. That's right. And that's who you are as the producer, man, because sometimes when you produce, you may produce one song because it may sound totally different on the next track, because you know what I'm saying, is showing that you understand the art of music and the creation, and all many different styles come into play, what make up who you are. So I can appreciate the traditional gospel, but I also can appreciate the other side of gospel and the creativity that comes from the other side. But I really more so appreciate the message, because it's the message that really changes your life.
Speaking of the message, when did you get that message, and when did your life change?
Well, now which one?
Hey, look, he had a lot of times he went back.
So many journeys, man. There's so many journeys, man. My life, honestly, brother, my life has been a journey from the beginning, man. It started from a kid, man. just growing up, man, I was born with a heart murmur. A lot of people didn't know that I was born with a heart murmur. So, and I went through different stages of my life where I had heart issues and going to Chapel Hill and then I hit a stage where I had to actually undergo open heart surgery. And so, and that was, back in 1998 and 1999. I had open heart surgery, man. And that was another journey that God, he gave me songs in the middle of that. I was writing in this and gave me the words, and it's a whole experience behind it. Like I said, people don't understand the journey, but sometimes you need that journey in order to be ready for this time where it's, we just want to be where we want to be at. But the journey really makes us who we are so that we can really understand what we need to give to the people. So between all these different stages in the journey, man, God gave me even a song, even through that, man, gave me the music before time. And then after I came out of the surgery, I was the kid that they said that, man, I wouldn't live to be a teenager. They said that I wouldn't be tall. I don't know if you know how tall I am. I'm 6'3".
Welcome to the 6'3" club, brother.
Because
hey, forget y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here 5'8".
But it's the journey. What I'm saying? God has been, through that whole space, man. Just that whole place. I've done what the world had predicted me not to be able to do. I wasn't supposed to live. I wasn't supposed to be tall. I wasn't supposed to be that. And God has carried me through that whole process, and now I'm telling the world, look, man. I know from experience, you have to understand whatever God says, what you can have, whatever, hey, because I've walked through that same experience, and then I'm actually writing that into my music.
Is that your process? Is that how you write your songs based off your experiences? And
you know what, man? And you probably already know the answer to this. Both of you guys probably already know what I'm about to say. But it don't always happen the same way. But it is the process. It is one of the process. There's sometimes that I'll through experience, and I'll get the lyrics first, and and there's sometimes that God will give me the music first. But then there's sometimes where I will, I don't know if you guys have this experience, but sometimes I get them in dreams. I'll wake up, and that's I feel like it's God gave me a cheat code sometimes because I didn't have to work for it. I woke up and it was there. And I just go to the keyboard, and so it happens differently at times. And but I learned to appreciate, and I learned to move, because I've had times where I wake up and I was just too sleepy. I didn't get up and I lost it.
Wow.
So God teaches lesson that hey, when I give you something, you got to move at it, and everything is.
Or somebody else gonna come out with it.
Yeah.
That's right.
But you know what I like.
We're blessed to be used, right?
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Somebody else take that. So it's not like he need us, but we need him.
What I like what you said earlier was cheat code. When you say that, I think about an album, nothing but songs that God gave you. We call it cheat codes.
Wow. Yeah, man.
Here's a shortcut to glean from my life so that you don't have to go through this. And here's how I got through this. Here's my testimony, right? It was my test, but it don't have to be your test.
That's right.
So listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we want to talk about, because I heard you say this earlier. You said, hey, I'm in the video space, and, I edit videos, and, I see on your bio, you appeared on television. We're going to talk about that side of the many hats that you wear when we come back. And everybody get your questions ready. Share this video. We'll be right back. Hey, listen, man. Welcome back. You know, we're here with our special guest, Damion Murrill. Damion, before we get into the TV and the video stuff, I saw, tell us about your gear, man. Because I'm looking at this studio and I'm like, look, man, you got to invite me over, man. I need to come to North Carolina. Do you use, what do you use as your DAW? Was that Logic that I saw?
Actually, that's Pro Tools.
Pro Tools.
Pro Tools HD. Yeah.
Pro Tools, man. See, I got out of Pro Tools when Pro Tools 9 came. I was like, all right, I'm going switching to Logic. And I never looked back. I never looked back.
Hey, man, Logic is a great program too. You know,
I love it.
I didn't start in Pro Tools. I started in I started in Digital Performer.
Oh wow, I remember that too. I remember Digital Performer. I remember that. Yeah, I never used it, but I remember it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I saw you had a mic. Was that a Rhodes or what kind of mic was that?
That was Newman 87.
Oh, do you got a Neumann or a Newman?
Yeah.
Listen, when you invite me over again?
Come on, brother. Anytime, bro.
Let's hit the road, Jack.
Oh, hey, we gotta do a timeless trip, JR.
Well, I'm down for it, bro.
Take a little trip and just vibe out. And I see you play guitar as well.
Yeah. Hey, man, I tell people, as a producer, songwriter, I play enough to get my idea out, but I call some other musicians in a heartbeat. I'm fortunate to have musicians and that, but like I say, I still play also as well, and do a lot of things. I'll have musicians come in, but then I'll do I'll put together some strings or do other instruments or additions and things like that with it. So yeah, I still play, but I ain't afraid to have musicians that I think play better than me to be played in there,
And that's funny, man, because a lot of being a musician, a lot of people sometimes compete with it, and I'm not really with the competition because everybody has their own uniqueness in what they do.
That's right.
You play guitar, this person plays guitar, and some people may be on different levels, but it's not to make it a competition. Right. And if so, compete with yourself. Am I better today than I was yesterday?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You're right, man. You can only be the best you. Honestly, who I am is here. You know what I'm saying? So, I can hear things. I can hear instruments. I can hear those things. So making those things come in and come to life. But I do understand as a producer, sometimes I love to have other musicians come in and give their interpretations as I, and then I can guide them on what I'm hearing. So I have no problem with doing that when it's time for me to do it. And when it's time for me to say, hey, you lay something down, and I'll lay it down. It's just, I have respect for both sides. But like you say, it's no competition. Can nobody be the best me than me? I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
You can never compete with an original.
That, what I have for me is for me. What God has for you is for you. But my interpretation, in my brain and my gifting that God has given to me is how it happens for me. But when we combine that with other giftings and things, you get that explosion effect and things come together.
Yeah, I think with the competing mode, it all it does is bring out what's in you, the pride.
That's right.
Like you're just trying to show off. Like, okay, you're good, but hey, I ain't trying to compete with you. Hey,
that's right.
You do you.
And as producers too, man, we get a little taste of what God has, man.
Yeah.
When God created the earth, creation, being able to take something from nothing.
Nothing. Oh wow. Yeah.
It starts here, and then being able to, and it's not easy to take something here and make it come out here.
Right.
When you're able to do that, then that's a gift. It's to bring it out here and you can listen to it and say, wow, that's just like it sounds
in my head.
Exactly like, yeah, because between that process, you can get lost sometimes,
But you know what? When you are like in your car riding down the street and you see like a new construction, right? They have a sign out there, and the sign might show you the finished work. Hey, we're gonna put this here. Now you don't see nothing, you see dirt, but then you see on the sign, hey, this is going to be here, meaning they already saw this in their heads. They already went through the process to put it down, put it out on paper first, and then now they're manifesting it through all the different means and resources
right.
that they do. I feel like what you said, like it starts here. It's in your head, right?
That's right.
And how can I take what's in my head and make it something tangible, something that not only I can experience, but other people can experience what I'm
That's right.
experiencing. That's so powerful, man.
It's powerful.
To do. How old were you when you first started to, take what was in your head and get it out, manifest it out?
Man, I started writing as a teenager, so I was writing, and man, I tell you what, my siblings, man, kept me moving. It was hard trying to keep up with them. They were so talented. I had a brother that was writing before me, and I had another brother that was skilled in keys and guitar. I have one brother that can play he played anything he put his hands on.
Wow.
Anything. Had another brother that he was bass, he would kill the bass. I mean, so I was growing up in a family where I was trying to keep up with them, man. It was hard, and then everybody sung, and we all played different instruments and which helped me, and so having that influence around. And my mother was, she was well into music. She was, ever since she was small, they would put her up on the offering table, and she would teach the adult choir parts. So she was little, she was in music for that long. She gave up her career, that she could have had in music to give, to really kind of push us out there. And so music has just been something that's, it's been there. And I hey, like I say, my siblings, they're some of my biggest fans right there. That because of them, it helped push me, and made me, push harder in it, and make, try to stand out as much as they did. I didn't want to be like, hey, are you a Murrill too? But I have much respect for them. I love my family, and they are, like I say, man, I don't want to switch subjects, but just being able to do this single that we had, I was able to go back and do it with the Murrills.
Oh, nice.
This
And just
is something recent?
Yeah, but the recent single that's out now is called Painted Picture.
Painted Picture.
And Painted Picture. And I was able to do that with my groups alone, but it was featuring my family, the Murrills. So I was able to bring them to record with me on this. And we hadn't recorded together since our album back in 2008.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Wow. And so it was, just being able to record with them once again, and have them deliver that message with me was so important. And so, yeah, the name of that song is called Painted Picture.
So quick question for you, and I want you to paint this picture for our audience. Is this all you do? Is this what you do? Or do you have like a 9-to-5 type of deal?
Man, my 9 to 5, this is my work. This is, this is my work, and and all I do is my work. Put it that way. In a sense, in other words, I run a recording studio here at home, I do that, but I also of a person that understands that, I understand the power of having multiple income, and the power of having streams of income. And so a 9 to 5 will only keep me from doing from getting me into my purpose. And it's more important that I fulfill God's purpose than get caught in the 9 to 5. So I'm a business owner. So I believe in being free and being out and moving, and allowing God to do that. And from that, man, I've been able to, God has been able to bless me. Hey, I have that. I have my clothing apparel that I've just released out not too long ago. So
look at this
different things that that's going on here that I do. And so while I'm not on the road, I'm running my Divinity Music Group. We have different artists and people that come in just to record music. We have a big space for people, a live band to record, or we do video editing. We do graphics, and this all of those things. So I use that gifting to keep me free in order to do what God has for me to do.
So y'all, did y'all get the picture that he's painting? Listen, I want you to keep painting, get that brush and keep stroking, because right now you ministering to me, you ministering to JR. I know you are. Can you tell the audience and just people who are like us, who may still be in that 9 to 5 system that wants to be free, like you say, and wants to take the torch and go hard for the kingdom.
We want the shackles off our feet.
Yeah. How do you start? What's the beginning? How do you get from the 9 to 5 to becoming an entrepreneur or a business owner and expressing and manifesting what God hid inside of you?
Well, I started, just like you guys, man. I mean, I had a 9 to 5. I used to work for UPS. I did that job for years. Yeah, man. I did that job for years in here. But at the same time, while I was, let me say this. I had a job there while I was
working,
at my job. I wasn't just being at my job. I was also, when I'm away from my job, I was doing my work.
There you go.
Miles Murrill.
So you have to understand that, a lot of times you have to build your work to free you from your job. And then when it's time to step out, you can't be afraid when God says step out, hey, I got you. Then you have to follow. You have to follow him, and you got to be in tune with him. You have to have a relationship with him so you know when to move. So that's important. So when
I
God
like that,
said do it. I stepped out, and hey, you have ups and downs, but he'll never let you fall. He'll always take care of you. He'll always make sure you're good. He'll always make sure you rise above. But you have to trust him. And when he says move, if you never jump, man, you'll never. If you're afraid to jump, you'll never get there. You'll never get there.
I think of birds or eagles. And when it's time for the mother to push them out the nest, it's your time. It's time to fly.
Right.
You can't sit there. You can't sit there.
Right. And the scripture says, what does scripture say? Why worry about what you're going to eat and what you're going to drink?
Yes.
If I feed,
if I can
feed the birds, I can feed this and I can whatever, how much more would I do for you?
Exactly.
And when you begin to trust him, and that's the message about painted picture. It's all about the song deals with the mind, really. And a lot of times we don't step out. Why? Because we have this painted picture that the enemy has painted.
Fear.
And it's a fear.
And God didn't give
right on it, man. It's that. And as long as the reason why he feeds you that is as long as you believe that picture, he got you.
Woo.
But when you believe God's word and what God said, you have, and in the song it says, everything that God's going to do, he's already done it for you. So a lot of times we're out here saying, but I'm just waiting on God. No, God is waiting on you. He's waiting on you. He did everything at the cross. He said, I've provided everything. Now I'm waiting on you to start believing what I say you are. Stop believing that painted picture that the enemy painted of you. As long as you believe that, then you're stuck. So that's what the song is.
Wow.
I like that.
Hey, brother, you speak in life, man. I know we're feeling it over here. I know the people that's listening are feeling it. And listen, guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw your questions in the comments.
So we can,
so we can ask these questions. Listen, we told Damion backstage, hey, we're gonna do like a 30-minute cap. We're gonna cap it at 30. Hey, it's already been 40 minutes, and we're flowing, man. So I'm inspired. So let's get into the television stuff. So I see here that you've been on TV. You've been on networks like TBN, TCT, Cornerstone TV, NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox. Tell us about those experiences on those networks, and what were you doing on there?
I mean, it was awesome, man. Just traveling with my groups, Salome. We I would say with our first album, we probably did over 100 different shows. I mean, wow. Different TBN affiliates. We did the Word Network. We did the Render Show. It was an experience, man. It was great, and it was a privilege just to be able to do those shows and really take ministry further, because it reaches a whole nother audience that I could never drive to.
Right.
Right. So doing those shows allow us to be able to minister to so many people in different spaces, and we really enjoyed it, man. I mean, man, I can't name even some of the people in the group. My group, if they hear us now, they'd be laughing, because it was just so many of them that God blessed us to be able to do that, and it was that was just part of our journey. And you have to understand, sometimes ministry is not what everybody want to put it in. You know, they think that, hey, unless I got this award or I got this whatever, but being successful is getting God's words out to the multitude, and that's and to me, you know, even if everybody don't know who you are, as they may not know you like they know Kirk, but you accomplish getting that message to millions,
which makes you successful.
Right. And that's, you know, we have to think about what pleases God and not what pleases man and our flesh, you know. So ministry is doing that. So that was a tool that God, you know, allowed and gave the right hookup to make those things happen, so that we can you know, provide and minister to so many people around, you know, the US, and some of those shows aired in other countries. So that was great.
Man, dope. I see also you got a chance to go to the White House at the prayer event. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, man, they had the national prayer that they held there. They had a concert there in DC, and you know, we were able to be a part of that. And we had a song that's talked about that was on the album that called "Take a Stand," and it talks about, at the same time, you know, we just got to take the time to pray for our country. And we did that song there. And my brother, that's I know you, it's this, the guy that you see in the videos, the bald head. that's my brother, man. He's in the group with me, and he helps me, you know, when it comes down to training vocals and things like that. And he was able to deliver a prayer, and we were able to sing that song. And man, it was just a great time just to be able to take part in something political. Man,
that's so dope. That's so dope. You have another album or a record, your sophomore record, about to be released this year. Yes. I see. Now it says currently putting the finishing touches. What do you mean by that? Well, how far are you away from this, man? Because if I say something like that, I'm usually like, I only got 2 songs done. I need to do 10 more. Where you at with
man? You know, honestly, I got most of the songs pretty much, you know, in place. You know, probably need to do some things when it comes down to the pro mix and mastering on most of it. And some parts of it, just keeping my ears open and saying, God, let me know if I need to make a switch here, make a switch there, or do you have anything else you're trying to say at this moment? You know, and just want to make sure that I get everything that he wants, you know, from that process. We kind of want to do more of an EP this go around.
Okay. Yeah. And a lot of people, I think, taking that route too. Instead of doing full LPs, dropping into an EP and keeping music out, Keep it rolling. Yeah, man. Anybody
got enough music to do 3 albums?
hey, we got to talk, bro. We got to talk. I want to do the same thing. I recorded a bunch of songs, and I just put 12 of them out as my very first project. And I'm rapping on this. But plan to do it. I'm planning to do another one where I'm doing more praise and worship type of vibe. And I want to put that out because I got a bunch of songs already like recorded. So it's just kind of a matter of picking, and then let's kind of dust this thing off a little bit, scrape off the cobwebs, see, you know, if I can kind of, you know, master the sound that I was trying to do. So you mix, you master as well?
Yeah, I do pro mix and mastering. I you know, but I also, you know, I've very good connections with other pro mix and mastering, you know, connections as well. So, you know, I just kind of follow my judgment at this. If I'm doing something for an artist that you know, hey, sometimes I may do the pro mix and mastering, or sometimes I may talk with some of my connections and maybe have them do it as well. So, you know, I go back and forth, but I do a lot of pro mix and mastering here at Divinity Music Group.
So do you work alone, or you have other partners that you work with?
Right now I do more of, when it comes down to the engineering and the you know, that side of it is mainly me at this point.
Nice.
I'm working full time doing that, you know, and making that happen. And right now I just feel like, you know, I'm getting a little heat on that. So you know, at some point I'm going to have to, you know, you got to work you until you feel like you can't handle it. You know what I'm saying?
The weight is getting heavy.
Hey,
right. You know what I'm saying? So it's getting to that point now, man, that, you know, hey, I got to start thinking about, you know, get into that area where I may have to start hiring some people at some point. But right now, I'm a keep it as long as I can.
I was like that on my album release. I was telling JR, hey, I'm gonna do this thing. And I have a 4-month-old daughter now. But before, you know, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get this thing out before she's born. And it didn't happen. And that weight started getting heavy. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get this thing out before this year's out. And I just threw it like,
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
you know,
man,
but hey, brother, it's tough, bro, because you know, you guys know as your songs are it's like your children. You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got to sit there and choose between them, man. That's a hard deal, you know. Because everything has
all
a
of them your favorite. All of
that's
them.
That's right. You know, all of them have a special place, and so. But I come to know that, and you guys probably know too. Even though I do write most of my own music, that you know, every song that I write is not always for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, as a producer, we all know that you know, there's songs that we're there that we have that, you know, we're just waiting for the right artist, for the right artist to feel, and we know that. So you know, in that, as long as it's fulfilling its purpose, you know, we're good with that as producers, you know.
Yeah.
And I see that you working with an associate of ours, Mr. Dallas Frazier, Tony D, on
That's
the
my
radio.
brother. Yeah, man.
How'd you connect with Tony?
Man, brother, we connected. Man, he could probably tell you the exact year, but I came through with the radio station to do a radio interview, and I remember, you know, coming down to Augusta, and at that particular radio station, and we were. I went there, you know, met for the first time, and they carried me to the back into the office, and had this cool cat with a hat on, man. You know, it's like, hey, man, this is Tony D, you know, whatever. We met for the first time, man, then, and you know, we somehow God has connected us, man. When I say that's my brother, man, he's like, that's my brother. We've been connected before we start working together. We just recently started our work together. But we've always been working, you know, anytime he had something, whatever, we were always been in contact. And he's just, you know, one of those people that I truly trust. I trust him. And, you know, he say what he mean. And I'm the same way. We both go at it in the week, whatever, but we both protected. You know, we like, you ain't gonna mess with Tony. He like, you ain't gonna mess with Damion, you know? But I have a much respect for him and what he do and his love for gospel music, man. His love to push artists and passion. And so I really and then the ministry that he has even behind it. I mean, he has some powerful things and words and stuff that he say and share. But he truly want to see people win, just like I do, and I can relate with him on that, and I respect that for him. So when I knew that, sometimes God will put people around you that you'd never think, you know, you'd be like, wow, I've been with him all this long time, but you know, hey, he was the right fit, man. We came together, man. It was like Wonder Twins activate, man. We making it happen, doing his job.
Wow.
And whenever you see Tony, at least on social media, you see his partner. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Timolin or Timberland. Like, Timberland instead of Timberland.
Not Timberland.
Timberland Atkins.
Timberland.
What's up, Timberland?
Yeah, Timberland. She'll tell you that's her business partner. Her and Tony, partner. Man.
And she's your manager.
She does a lot of PR for me as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
she does. You know, it's hard to give them one title because they
wear many hats.
They just go in and, man, whatever's missing, they fill in. You know what I'm saying? Both
good.
of them together, man, they're a powerful team. And
that's
I'm
dope.
just happy to have them, man, and working with me on this project. And so yeah, man, I'm afraid to give one title when I know they both do a great deal. I really appreciate them for it.
And Tony, man, you need to because I saw his song was like number 7 on the charts right now. Go ahead and update that thing, man. Number 1. Number 1. Congratulations to Tony. I know he just won, or he's a part of some type of thing that he won an award. I saw earlier today.
Oh yeah, man. Congrats.
So congrats, man. Timberland, every time we see Tony, we see you. Tony drop a post. The first like you see is Timberland. Boom. But that's dope, man. You got to have a team it's good to work together, man. We should never think that we can do things by ourselves, or a one person show. You need people, you need people because they have different areas that they can cover that they're experts in. No one person knows it all. So we need people, and it's good to have a good team that you can trust to do your things. Any shout outs, man? Anything you want to shout out to your family or to anybody?
Yeah, man. I want to shout out to my family, the Murrills, man. My family, man. Yeah, the Murrills, man. Just being able to do that song with me, man. I love my family. I think they're the most talented. My brothers, my sister. I mean, they're my fans, man. Shout out always to my other brother, Donald Lawrence. He's always checking on me, making sure if I ain't right, man, he gonna get me straight. And I appreciate that.
Hey, I didn't mean to interrupt your shout out, but can you put a word in Donald? Tell Donald come on as a producer. You know what I'm saying?
just slide him a little card. And
slide a little something.
He looks at his little brother, so I won't be surprised if he's watching. You never know, man.
Donald?
I have to maybe throw that out to him.
Go ahead, man. Continue. I ain't mean to interrupt you, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. And to my family and to my group, man. Salome, Salome. That's the hard work that they put in, and they know how hard I am. I'm hard on them at times, but they believe in the mission and the vision, and I appreciate them for what they do. And also, I also said to my family, but also I have to give even another shout out to my brother, Pastor Damion Murrill. He works heavily with me with grooming Salome and different things and other things within the group. And so if there's a partner, man, you don't see him without me, and just making that happen, man. It's just all of those things and, making that happen, of course. And, hey, man, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful just to have a family, even, just being as a married man, my wife, just being a person that's always there and understanding and being what I need, and doing the things that needed that's possible. I appreciate just everybody that's connected to me, man. My church family, Word Changing Hearts Ministries, they always support, and I love you. I'm minister of music there, and doing things there, man. So
awesome.
Like I say, man, we keep it going. But I appreciate you guys, man, and just I have much respect for what you're doing, and like I say, I seen the show once before, man, and you guys I like what you're doing. You're doing it right, man. And you talking about my background. Look at you guys' background, man. You guys are you guys are professional, man. So I appreciate it. I just appreciate you taking an interest and being able to give me the opportunity to be on your show.
Thank you, man.
Hey, listen. So we want to I want you to say how you can be reached, how people can reach you, and how they can get your songs and things like that. But for the audience, if you have any questions while he's doing that, go ahead and drop your questions now, because we're about to wrap this up. This is a dope interview. But go ahead, man. Tell people how you can be reached, your social handles, etc.
Okay, cool. First of all, you can definitely reach me on or any info me on my website, which is DamionMurrill.com. You can go there. You can also get to any one of my social media outlets from my website. But you can also reach me on Facebook, at Damion Murrill and Salome, which is the page. Damion Murrill, thank you for that. Because I forget. You also got, if you just type in Damion Murrill on Instagram and man, I'm even on YouTube, TikTok, whatever place you just put my name in. If you have a hard time finding it, go to my website, which is DamionMurrill.com. Definitely there. You can reach me at any time. Come follow me, come join me, and go on the journey with us. And we're just happy to have you as family. So
there you go. So listen, man, for those who's going to catch it on the replay, share the video. And even if you have questions, even though we're wrapping up the live segment, just put it in the chat anyway. And we'll get back to you because we watch this, we kind of watch it. We rebroadcast it, replay it, things like that. It will be on our Roku channel, Kairos TV, YouTube as well. You can catch the replay on Facebook as well. JR, you got anything, bro?
Well, Damion, man, thank you so much. Man, this was a dope interview, man. I hope we'll be able to do another one.
Hey, anytime, brother.
And we already planning our trip, man. So you'll be
man.
soon.
That'd be great,
man.
brother. That'd be great. Maybe we can record something while we're down here.
Hey, I'm ready to work.
Yeah. Let's do it. So listen, man, from me to you, Damion, appreciate you, brother. This has been Ask a Producer. And remember, if you want to be on the show, just hit us up. You can reach us on our social media page, Ask a Producer, or you can email us, or you can hit us up on, Facebook Messenger, either myself or JR. We'd love to have you in whatever it is that you do, where you do it in excellence. And, we welcome you to the show. So this has been Ask a Producer. Don't forget to share the video. Follow Damion on all his social media sites. And we're out. Get his project too. Yeah.
We out.